is Jeanette Zeiderveld with another self-care stretching video for the myofascial release way taught by John Barnes. If you would like to learn more about that approach to the body and self-care for it, look in this book, Comprehensive Myofascial Self-Treatment by Joyce Carnes, or this one for women's health. I did this myofascial release for women's health self-care during the pandemic. Now it's August 2023, and we're going to be face down using these balls, Sport Time 4-inch inflatable balls. Don't do it with really hard balls like softballs or squash balls, or probably not even tennis balls. Use of the strap is optional. I would recommend a towel roll or something else for some of the things where you're going to have your face down and you want some support under your forehead. So let's start with some warm-up. We're going to start in down dog. In general, if you find that something in this video is too difficult for you, then please don't do it. So let's get in a nice down dog and take 3 breaths. Breathe into all of your torso. Towards the pelvis, the waist, and the rib cage. Now bend one knee and emphasize stretching the other calf. 3 breaths again. And switch sides. 3 more deep breaths. Now, pick up your one leg, stretch it out above you like a yoga, and then bring it out in front of you. Stretch the hip a little bit. Don't do it if it's too hard. Take a deep breath. Come back into down dog. Stretch the other leg way up. And then come out in front of you. Stretch that hip. If it's too hard, just do something else that's easier for you. Back up into down dog. And now on the knees and the hands. And we're going to do multifidi. Those are little rotator muscles in the spine. For that, we just pick up one side of our pelvis with the whole leg going straight up and down. So there's only rotation in the torso. We're going to do about 10. I think I have about 7 already. 8, 9, 10. Then the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now rotation from the upper torso. Be on your one arm and reach across with the other arm, and then open all the way and reach again. Rotating the upper body. And put your hand down. Other side. Reach and up. Make sure you're breathing and that you're not trying excessively hard. These might be new movements for you. It's just warm-up, so you can do anything else for your warm-up. One more. We're going to stretch out the one leg and the other arm and do Bhastrika breath. That means that you emphasize breathing out like this 10 times. Then reach for your foot and make a nice big arch. And back down now. Other arm, other leg. 10 times. Breathing out hard. Reach for the foot. Make a big arch. Raise the hand and foot up. Just, what's not so hard for you. And then back down, and we're done with warm-up. The first one we're going to use 2 balls. One is going to go right under the sternum, your breastbone, and the other is going to go right above your pubic bone into this lower belly, definitely not where your belly button is, okay? It's got to be well below that. So first, kind of roll around, find a spot right above your pubic bone, and then the other one under the sternum. This is where the towel roll or pillow comes in handy. And now we're going to melt our body on these 2 balls. I'm starting a timer for 5 minutes just to give this some structure, to make sure we are doing this long enough. And it's all about fiercely relaxing. Your shoulders can just droop to the floor. You can still take deep breaths. Here and there as you feel like it. And you can alternate your attention between the balls. Stay focused in your body. What do you feel? How can you give in to these 2 balls? Check that your jaw is relaxed in your face. If you feel pressure into your bladder, then yay, that's great. Your bladder is a muscle. It needs to be pliable and strong to eliminate, and also to be able to stretch and store urine. All right. Behind your sternum is your heart and your lungs. So it's probably good for us to keep that space good. Now the next one, we're going to put these balls into the pectoral muscles. So it's going to be right where the muscle that comes from here goes into the shoulder, right about there on both sides, face down the same way, and think about where we just had the balls. Stay in touch with that. And let this have it go a little farther. A little more opening and softening of the rib cage and the shoulders going apart. Take a little moment to find a really good place for each ball. Oh, and then again, just it's all about relaxing and finding a way to give in to the pressure of the balls from within you. We spent quite a bit of time with our shoulders rounded for many people. So this is one way to help undo that. What do you feel? Maybe by now you feel it starting to go towards the shoulder blades and between the shoulder blades and the rib cage. Stay focused on what are you feeling. How can you soften? Okay, that's it for that one. Now we're going to use the strap or our hand like this for stretching through the front of the thigh and hip. You can also use a strap. If you use the stretch out strap, you can simply go like that. If you have some kind of band or something, then you can just loop it around your foot. Obviously that's harder, isn't it? And do it like that. So I think I will use my strap. Sometimes I like the strap, sometimes I prefer my hand. Okay. You can use the towel again for your forehead, or you can put your arm down or your hand to put your forehead on. And then pick up enough slack on your leg so you feel some stretch, but not like as hard as you can, because then your body will just protect itself against that. So we want to feel the position, feel the front of your thigh, and then feel your knee and your hip and how that all connects into the pelvis and into your torso. This is a position that your leg's probably not in very often. As the time goes on, for most people, you will feel it the most in the hip after a while, the front of the hip, or maybe your groin. Let that open. And then realize there's this large, long bone called the femur that is both part of your hip and your knee. And just think of how this position very slowly creates a little leverage where the end of the bone at the knee can start to go up a little bit, and therefore the top end of the femur, which has a ball that goes and makes the hip joint with the pelvis, that there's some leverage down into the front of that joint. Really good for keeping that joint open and available for moving and standing well. All right, focus on all of that. We're just about halfway. Make sure that your buttocks muscles are relaxed. All right, time to switch. Okay. Just allow it to be relaxing. And if your mind wanders for a while, that's okay. You just come back and feel again. In the beginning, you feel quite a bit of stretch. Make sure it's not your end range, because there it's unlikely that you'll be able to really let go. Just let it go there slowly over the minutes. This type of self-care is about finding little bits of lost movement, which is a little bit more than just classic stretching, which is more like, hey, I have this movement, and you're reminding your body, yep, I want to keep that. This, with taking as much time as we do, is more about finding what else can participate in this stretch. And so you got to go at it nice and easy so your body can feel safe to allow that. So be on the lookout for that in your body. And in this case, in the front of your thigh and your hip mostly. But it might be different for people. It could also be more about the knee itself. For me, not so much, because I have a good amount of knee bending. And if it hurts your back, I'd say don't do it. When you take a deep breath, how does it feel different? All right. That's it for that one and for the strap. And now we're going to do the arm. I'm going to pull the arm out of the torso. Okay, so we're going to take a ball, put it under our elbow, hand goes on the shoulder, and then you go straight down, put the timer on. All right, think of your arm as a plant, and think about how if you want to pull a plant out of the ground, how you have to be very slow and gentle with the pulling if you want to take all the roots with it. So feel how your arm is connected like that into your body. Where are the roots? Allow your arm to truly rest on the ball. And one reason it's good to use a ball instead of something stationary is that as the stretch changes a little bit, your arm is able to change position slightly because the ball can change position with your elbow. This takes a lot of focus to be very effective. Remember where we had the ball, the first one, the sternum or breastbone and the lower belly. Let this arm come out of those places. Same thing with the second one we did, and then the pectoral muscles. Let this arm come loose from those places as well. And from your middle back and your shoulder blades and your low back. Think of your arm releasing from your heart, your lungs, and all your organs. good one. Mm-hmm. Wow. I could have done longer on that one. I first really felt it in my back and then suddenly quite intensely in the front of my abdomen. Yeah. All right. Other side now. Other elbow on the ball. Same thing on the other side. Allowing releasing of the arm out of your body. All of it. Everyone's fascial restrictions have a unique pattern. If we were able to image that, you would most likely be able to recognize a person by that pattern, like fingerprints. This one, for me, goes right to the front of my hips where we've already been feeling and releasing. This arm is less restricted and it's already pulling all the way down into the fronts of my hips. Feels delightful. Mm. So now I'm literally just asking my bladder to please let go of my arm. And the other way around. Hmm. Hmm. Repetition definitely is very helpful. I've done this many times before, and it just becomes more effective, cumulative effect. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, that's it for face down. Thank you for working on yourselves.